Welcome to the Explainer. We're told all the time that to get better results, you just need to do more. But what if that's just completely wrong? Today, we're going to dig into why more isn't always better in our surprisingly nonlinear world.
So let's start with section 1, the more is better myth. This is an idea that's baked into almost everything we do.
I mean, this feels so right, doesn't it? More money, more time, more effort, all of it should lead to better results. We're kind of wired to expect this simple, straight-line connection between what we put in and what we get out.
But, and this is the big but, when you take that simple, linear thinking and you apply it to the messy, tangled-up systems of the real world, like our economies or ecosystems, it can fail. And I mean fail spectacularly. Okay, take water management. The simple logic is we build more dams, we get less flooding. Makes sense. But if you push that idea too far, you crash into the nonlinear reality. Long-term damage to the ecosystem, sediment gets all trapped, and you create a whole bunch of new problems you never expected. The entire system actually gets worse.
Or think about a drought. The immediate fix? Just pump more groundwater. Problem solved, right? Well, not quite. When you overpump, you can drain those aquifers for generations to come. And in some places, the ground itself literally starts to sink. So more isn't just not better. It can be catastrophically worse.
All right, section 2, beyond straight-line thinking. So to really understand why our more is better instinct keeps failing us, we need to compare two totally different kinds of systems.
First, you've got the linear system. This is the nice, neat, predictable world that we often think we're in. Everything is proportional. You push a box with twice the force, it goes twice as fast. Simple, clean, easy. But most of the systems that we actually care about, like financial markets, ecosystems, even our own bodies, they're nonlinear. And in these systems, the connection between cause and effect is anything but simple. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it is full of surprises.
And this is the fundamental problem. We keep making plans for a predictable, proportional world, but we're living in one that's surprising and completely disproportionate. We expect our hard work to create this steady upward line of progress, but reality often gives us these huge, sudden changes from the tiniest little push.
Okay, on to section 3, the tipping point effect. And this, right here, is where the strange nature of these nonlinear systems gets really interesting and honestly, sometimes pretty dangerous. See, in a nonlinear system, things don't just gently bend when you put pressure on them. They can seem perfectly fine for a really long time, and then, all of a sudden, bam! They just break when they cross some kind of hidden line.
Scientists call this a tipping point, or a threshold. It's that one critical moment where the whole system just flips into a brand new state. Think about that reservoir again. It seems totally fine, it's taking on more and more water, until that one final drop causes a complete, catastrophic failure. The system didn't just change gradually, it tipped.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. Tipping points are the hidden engine behind some of our world's most dramatic events. A sudden stock market crash, an unexpected drought, or, the total collapse of a system from one tiny little trigger. But nonlinearity also explains a much more common and deeply human frustration, that feeling you get when you put in a ton of effort and you see absolutely nothing happen. It's so demotivating, isn't it? You push and you push, but the needle just refuses to move. And you might think, well, my strategy is all wrong, or this whole thing is just a failure. But it might just be the hidden logic of a nonlinear system doing its thing.
This here shows you the logic of that delay. So imagine you're trying to reforest a damaged landscape to improve the water quality. For years, you work your tail off, planting trees, but it seems like nothing is changing. That's the system just absorbing your effort. But you're not failing. You're actually building towards the threshold. And then one day, you cross it. And suddenly, the water quality improves dramatically.
So, when you're seeing no results, it doesn't always mean your efforts are for nothing. It could just mean the system is busy soaking up all that work, building up potential, and getting ready to finally tip.
Which brings us to Section 5, a guide to a complex world. So, if we live in this nonlinear world, what are we supposed to do? How do we plan for anything when nothing moves in a straight line?
Well, it starts with a whole new mental toolkit. We have to stop assuming more is better and start actively looking for those tipping points. We have to learn to expect delays and be ready for those huge, sudden shifts. That means we have to be adaptive, ready to change course, and be really good at communicating that progress is not always going to be steady and predictable.
Really, the goal is to make this one critical shift in your thinking. We have to stop expecting simple, straight-line progress and instead become skilled navigators of a world that is full of curves, long delays, and sudden, dramatic leaps. It's about having patience during the slow parts and having the wisdom to see the shifts coming.
So the next time you feel stuck, I want you to ask yourself the crucial question this idea gives us. Is this effort a failure? Or is it a brilliant idea that just needs a little more patience to reach its tipping point? Knowing the difference? Well, that changes everything.